rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Alberto Calderon, and joining me this week is our friend, my co-host, OT1 Kenobi. He's back after a week off. OT, welcome back. How are you doing today?
I am doing very good. How about you?
Not too bad. Like I was saying before, a little bit tired just because I washed 2 cars, I cleaned the pool, and like, this is enough for me. I'm ready to just go to bed, but I'm here.
I used to, I was just thinking, like, I remember when washing a car was just something I did on a Saturday, and now it's like, if I'm going to wash my car, that's the only thing I'm going to do.
Dude, I used to wash my car every time. My dad knew. As soon as I was finished with my car, he would say, "Oh, are you doing mine next?" And then I was stuck. And it wasn't just, had to deep clean his, like everything, between the doors, open everything, clean the carpets. And like, I just want to go and meet my friends. No, I guess, but yeah, I used to do that on not weekly basis, but pretty consistently. Now it's months.
I used to do my mom and my dad's car, and like sometimes a neighbor would be like, "Hey, would you do mine for $20?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh. Yeah.
So I would do like sometimes 3 or 4 cars in one day. Now I do mine, and I have a small car.
Yeah.
So and I'm like, oh my god. Oh.
Still, yeah. My wife has an SUV. So when I'm finished with that, it's like, okay, if I sit down on a couch, I'm here the rest of the day. Don't bother me.
You have to do what my dad used to do. We're light on topics, so we're talking about.
We're just stretching this out.
My dad would tell me, like, when I was like 13, he would be like, "If you wash my car, I'll let you drive it." And I'll be like, "What?" So I would wash it, and he would let me like drive around the neighborhood. Yeah. And one day, so we lived in a gated community, and he was like, "Want to go out?" I was like,
"Oh."
And he was like, "Yeah, go to the Walgreens and come back." And I was like, "What?"
We're not proposing here that anyone breaks any driving laws out there, but in that sense, when my daughter just turned 14, we're starting to slowly show her how to drive. So who knows? Maybe.
If the president can break the law, so can you.
Yes. If one person's running for president had like 43 convictions or whatever it is, we can talk about early driving.
Exactly.
I mean, we all did it. We all did it. Anyway, it's Star Wars. Thanks for everyone for being here. If you're joining us live today, thanks for being here. Make sure you like this video. Comment down below if you're watching this later on the replay, and subscribe to our channel, because sometimes we're live, sometimes we're taking a break. Next week, no topics, maybe no show. So you gotta know. Alarm, notifications, all that stuff. And if you're listening to the other podcast, thank you. And leave us a 5-star rating and reviews. We like seeing those. Okay, I finally watched. I know this is maybe at the end for War Between Fandoms, but I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally, I went. And
you may hit me, but it ain't no.
Dude, even though I liked the Deadpool movies 1 and 2, I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't find the big thing with them. I love this movie. This movie was great from start to finish. Even though I knew almost everything because of all the spoilers, I wasn't like waiting. Okay, when is this person showing up? When is this happening? I enjoyed it thoroughly, and can't wait to see it again.
I've seen it twice. I love it. I still think the first one is my favorite, but I really like Deadpool and Wolverine.
All right, Audrey, before we start, who's out there today in the chat?
So we have wait a minute. You have Skywalker Academy. Hello there, Dale. Roberto's in the chat. Oh, Roberto. And we also have Spencer Eblin. Heyo.
Hello, Spencer. Thanks for joining us. And Roberto just put out yesterday, I think, a bunch of his prints that he did. There's some great High Republic drawings out there. Art, I should say. So, all right. So if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and Star Wars news. Give me a second. I wasn't ready for that. Star Wars news. Before Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you that you go to Brandon's stream yesterday.
So I tried. So I logged in. I went. I was out in his backstage. Basically, he had two other
Hmm.
guests on. I couldn't stay that long, so I was there for a little bit, but couldn't stay. So they have a chance to go on. I just jumped in the chat to wish him congratulations. 7 years, I think, doing his
Yep.
stuff. First live stream. So go check it out. 3 hours and a half. He almost went.
Yeah, I wanted to jump on, but I totally forgot it was my dad's birthday.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
I think
but
that takes a little bit present.
I went home to have dinner and stuff like that. So
All right, but yeah, check it out. So before we go,
congrats, Brennan.
yeah, congrats to our friend Brennan. He's always around. Before we jump into our first topic, which what I'm going to ask you kind of goes into that topic is since you weren't here last week, what are your thoughts on the Skeleton Crew trailer? I guess D23 in general, but Skeleton Crew mainly.
I mean, Crew trailer was awesome. I don't know. It lived up to the promise that I
Sure.
think we were all hoping. Like Stand by Me, Stranger Things, Goonies,
Yeah.
E.T. Star Wars Suburbs is so weird. It's something that every time I watch the trailer, I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I
But
don't mind it. I know some people
no,
are like,
no, no.
oh,
I
this is
like.
Ohio, whatever, but I don't mind it. It's fine.
I would actually like a show set there. Like I'm just so
A
fascinated.
sitcom.
But it's something that we have never seen in
Yeah.
Star Wars. And if you think about it, we're always like in Naboo,
Yeah.
Coruscant, High Class, or
Mhm.
we're in like Tatooine in some
Yeah.
backwater place. So it was
Just
so
middle
interesting.
America.
Yeah. Oh, like I think the closest is maybe Cyril Karn when we go
Yeah, yeah.
back to his home, like those
Apartments or whatever.
Soviet Union apartments.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's super interesting just to see something that mundane in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Look, there's an Ithorian walking a dog, basically. Like, yeah, I want to see regular life in Star Wars. I know it throws people off because it look like everyday USA, but we need to see places like that. It's fun.
and Star Star Wars is absurd. Like there's a scene in Acolyte, when it's I think it's in the first or second episode when she's captive in this ship
Yeah.
and she breaks out, and I saw someone like explain what was happening but without Star Wars. So I'm like, yeah, and Pigman did this, and like again, Star Wars is so absurd. So yes, if we're going to the suburbs and see an Ithorian walking Shih Tzu, like yeah, that's what we're doing here.
That's it. Yeah.
But I'm excited, dude. I jumped on the Neil train like super late because
Yeah.
I saw a meme that I found very funny. It was like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Neil." It was in Spanish, and I was like, "Neil, I'll call you Elefancito," which is little elephant.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm super excited to see it. I'm still hoping it has Life Day connection, so it's kind of a Christmas show. I found it super cool.
Yeah. I don't say I loved. I really I enjoyed it. I got hooked since it started. It had that feeling that you mentioned. I don't mind Space Ohio, like people were calling it.
Space Ohio.
Yeah, I'm like I've never been to Ohio, so Space Ohio is fine with me. Um, about Neil, I like Neil. He's a little kid that doesn't seem like he doesn't want to go on an adventure. I called him. He's gonna be the Samwise of this show. He's gonna be the one at the end.
Oh,
He's gonna
I
the
heard you. I
brave
heard
one.
you.
Yeah. But I'm done. I love the Yord Horde. I love the Jackie Jam. I know they already want to start the Neil something. I can't. I can't with
Oh no
another
no.
one.
I'll get a tattoo. I really like that little dude, man. He looks so.
No, I like him. I
And he has
can't if the
a little
fandom just
jacket.
starts, yeah, making shirts and memes. I mean, whatever. We'll see. Probably when the first episode comes out, I'll be the first one doing it.
I'm serious, dude. I'm gonna get like everything Neil. Like he's like what Nubs is to a lot of people. I think that's gonna be Neil to me.
All right. We'll see.
Yep.
All right. I see there's some comments before we jump on the topic.
Spencer is saying he wouldn't say that the trailer got me excited, but I'm intrigued and open to seeing what's to come. Yeah, I think I feel like that way. I'm not like with Acolyte or Obi-Wan that I had like these very high expectations on what I wanted to see. But I think it looks fun. Like we need a fun Star Wars show. Like, they're all fun, but this looks like
Mhm.
joyful.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah, my expectation for this show are like right here. Like if it's not for me, it's not for me. If it's great, I loved it. If it's maybe it's for younger people, whatever. I'm like, just give me something. What surprised me about the trailer is how much of an adventure it seems. Even though we got all that Goonies comparison, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't expecting all that and seeing the X-wings at the end. We know the pirates are gonna be involved. Like there's something more going on out there. So we'll see.
I mean,
Right.
like the Empire is plotting a takeover again. So yes, there's something more happening.
I'm talking about something more happening. A character that supposedly is a Jedi, we'll find out is who is this Jod Na Nawood, which I still hate the name. I won't be able to get over it.
I have to say something. That's not his name. Like, I'm in business. I sort of know marketing. That's not the name of a Star Wars main character. That his name is actually something later and
All
easier to
right, so
pronounce.
that goes perfect segue that in a recent interview with Rotten Tomatoes, Jude Law
There you
said
go.
that he plays a character named Jod. He kind of took a pause, and said, "Well, that's one of his names." And then I quickly, maybe he doesn't want to say Jod Na Nawood because it sounds so weird. And some people took it like, "Oh, wait, is he
John
actually
Kenobi?
Jod Kenobi?" There you go. The brother wasn't he supposed to be Owen Lars? They'll switch now. He's actually Kenobi's brother.
Jod Na Nawood.
So before we go into more on this interview, like you just mentioned, maybe that's not his name. Is this like I took it? Maybe he doesn't want to say Jod Na Nawood on a first interview, or maybe it's the character he later says. It's a character that is full of contradictions. Some people find him trustworthy, others find him untrustworthy. So it's a character. Well, maybe we can trust him. Maybe he's not a Jedi. And our friend Mo, who was on the chat last week, flat out said, like, I don't trust him. I don't think he's a good guy. I think he has something behind the scenes going on. Maybe she was right. What are your thoughts right now on Jod? We'll still call him Jod Nawood, but
Tony asked me the same thing last week, and I told him like I'm open for him to be a villain, but at the end of the day, like if they're gonna villain him, I need the show to end with him coming back home with the kids and having Thanksgiving dinner. Because that's what I want the show to be.
Yeah. He said that he's someone that tries to help the kids back to their home planet. He's part of the group, but some want him to be part of it, others don't want him to be part of it. So it's kind of not all the kids trust this character. Again, I think a show like this needs to end on a happy note. And even if he's a character, I think he's kind of the Han Solo without going out there and shooting Greedo. I think he's the one that had troubles. Well, maybe he's the one that has trouble with the pirates, and that's why the pirates and Vane are after them. But I think he'll bring them home. He will rally the troops and bring them home.
Yeah. Let's see. Like, if this show ends up being like a dour procedural like Andor or Acolyte, I'm gonna be super weirded out.
I mean, with everything they've been saying, all the comparisons, all the amblings talk, it has to be. All those movies are this dangerous adventure, like you mentioned a couple of weeks ago. It might not be a big danger to the galaxy, but it's dangerous for the kids, for them. And having this character that you might not trust fully, maybe he betrays them halfway through the season and then comes back to help them at the end. Again, we need that feel good in Star Wars. This show seems to be poised to do that. There were a lot of cool visuals in that trailer, so I think I agree in terms. I don't know with it. Is that his name or not? I just hate the name. Jod, I can live with. Nanawood, no. Maybe just one now. Give me Jod Nawood.
Skywalker.
Yeah, actually, that's a comment.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. I have not seen it.
Yeah, Jod Skywalker. Yep. Right, so they went for Jude Law. Yeah, you'll play Jod. That way you'll remember your name. It's like,
John. Again, it reminds me of Tamari Blige. That was like Broom Kid's
mhm.
name, I think, and people were like, "Oh, he's gonna be the star of episode 9." Like, they're not gonna let a kid named Tamari Blige be the lead of anything.
Yeah, no. Tamar Blag. Oh my.
Blag,
Oh,
whatever his name is.
whatever. We'll find it.
Screw
But
you,
yeah, no.
boy.
You need something that Grogu is the most, and people don't call him Grogu. He's still Baby Yoda for most people out there.
Look, this franchise had characters named Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, which are objectively the coolest names ever. Like Jod Na Nawood, really?
Yeah, it doesn't
Jod.
sell. Seeing that on a toy box. Hey mom, I want the Jod Na Nawood toy. It's not gonna.
Jod
You
Na
get Darth
Nawood.
Vader, you're gonna like it.
Oh,
So one other thing that he said, which goes again to this nostalgia vibe, is that it reminded him, talking about Jude Law, reminded him of how he saw the Star Wars world when he watched it as a kid and connect to that excitement and feel, which is what a lot of people have been, kind of asking, but a lot of people that grew up in the 70s and 80s with all the movies and TV shows harkening back to that era, kind of bring that nostalgia feel. But that for him, it reminded him of when he saw Star Wars as a kid and acting along younger actors, kind of seeing that through their eyes was also something cool for him, which I think we'll see that when we watch the show. All right, so our second topic, and this one, a minute and a half interview. We'll find something to talk about it.
I forgot to watch it.
That's
Whatever.
fine. It's not like you have time to watch a minute and 20.
Hey, you don't know what I've been doing. You have no
I
idea
know.
what I've been doing.
I know. I'm sorry. You've been driving around the neighborhood.
Also, you're assuming I was like, a minute. Ugh. No, a ton of people sent me the interview. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out later. Never watched it.
Well, Diego Luna talked about Andor season 2 and talking mainly about K2SO. This was an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and it's basically how K2SO fits in Andor season 2. We already kind of like speculated that K2 was going to be there in season 2. Then it got confirmed a few months ago, and then of course last week in D23. And we know from the comics, I did some research, which I usually don't do. Rogue One, Cassian and K2SO Special 1, I guess it's the comic that shows how K2 and Cassian first met each other. Basically, K2 tried to arrest Cassian on the planet Wekako and ultimately wiped most of his memories. So Cassian wiped most of K2's memories. And I'm guessing this is going to be a little bit different from that comic. But in the interview, I love just how Diego Luna talks. He said it was delicious to work with Alan Tudyk again. And he said, we'll see why K2 is so important to Rogue One and how does he get to be such an important character for the rebellion, and that Rogue One will be a different film after watching season 2, knowing what had to happen for K2 to be there. So with all the talk about canon and people going crazy, first off, have you read that comic? Do you care if they change it? Make it make sense for Andor, right?
I remember reading it when it came out, and I remember being like, okay. So no, I don't have like a big attachment to it. I'm 1,000% sure they're gonna retcon it, because I can imagine someone being like, hey, Tony Gilroy, this story was actually written. Here you go, and him being like, is this a magazine? Like, no, it's a comic book, and it's like, a book with pictures? No way.
Trash.
So yeah, and that's the caricature of Tony Gilroy I have.
Yeah, it's perfect. I thought it was here.
Maybe he is a comic book fan. I don't know. But yeah, I know. I expect this to be retconned heavily.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I just read some synopsis to them. Basically, Cassian's in an Imperial junkyard, shipyard, trying to steal something. K2 and some other guys see him and then try to arrest him. They try to erase his memory. They try to arrest him again, erase his memory, and then he leads them to the ship. It's like, it doesn't seem that epic. So the way Diego Luna's talking about it, it's something big happens for K2 to then join them and then making him more important as a character for Rogue One. So I love K2. Everyone loves K2 as this unfiltered droid. I really want to see how this relationship kind of grows and what leads to it and how they meet each other.
Or maybe they adapted and they do something interesting with it.
All right, that's it. I got nothing else. You people in the chat, let us know, how do you think or how do you wish, I guess, that K2 and Cassian meet for the first time? Keep it similar to the comics that K2 goes to arrest Cassian and then whatever happens, or maybe something more epic. I mean, Andor.
Did you see the Andor season 2 potato cam trailer?
Yes, I saw the potato cams for the 23.
It looks so good.
It looks pretty
Like,
sick. Again, it was like a behind the scenes featurette. Was an actual trailer.
It's like a half and half.
Yeah.
That shot of Krennic, I was like, oh, he's back. Yeah. Add him to the collection of Star Wars actors who say they're not in Star Wars.
Oh, dude, I don't know why people keep asking them, because they know that they're gonna get the answer, or they're gonna say, oh, they haven't reached out, or I want to do it, but no one's. Don't ask them, because they're not gonna tell you.
We see you, Matt Smith. We see you.
So I love that he was back. We know K2 is back. So Guerrera obviously is gonna be back. So yeah, the season is priming to be something, and everyone that's involved with it has been extremely high. Adrian Arjona had a recent interview saying that Tony Gilroy opted up from season 1, that she didn't think it was going to be possible. So again, they're working on this, so take that with a grain of salt. But
yeah, again, of course. I mean, season 1 was excellent. So, I wanted to say something. I'm forgetting right now. Whatever. And I want to talk about the potato cams. Okay. The Mando and Grogu potato cam trailer also looked cool. Like that shot of the walker falling,
going down the snow.
Then the AT-ATs are there. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I didn't watch it at first because it was so bad. The potato camera is probably the worst one. And then I'm not gonna watch. I kind of heard some descriptions, and then I said, okay, let me watch it. It looks pretty sick. It looks like Mandalorian. It looks like they're having fun. Grogu's with the the Ancelans inside something. I think they're controlling the mouse droid. Freaking Seb is there in a Razor Crest with Din Djarin. It's like
Tony asked me to describe the trailer. I was like, it looks exactly as you would think Mando season 4 would look.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the press release they did saying like, hey, we get it. We're mixing practical and CGI backgrounds. Yeah, they're like, hey, we're listening. So we'll see.
I mean, who cares, dude? Just watch the story. It's like now everyone's an expert on what good CGI is and what's practical and what's not. And I don't know.
Hey, but this has been a Star Wars thing like for the last 20 years or so. Like even going to Force Awakens, I remember JJ every time he came out, he was like, here's a model. Like, we're using models.
Yeah, I mean, every time they bring BB-8, everyone's, look how great it looks. And then
he's real. He's not CGI. Look.
And then behind the scenes, there's like 3 different BB-8. One on wheels with someone controlling them. That's the CG one, the real ones. Like they knew what they're doing. Just
honestly,
chill out.
That was always super cool when they brought out.
And Dio for Rise of Skywalker, they brought Dio
both of them
out.
Came out.
Yeah.
Danger.
I want to see Dio again. Have him on the Rise of Skywalker movie.
Oh, I hope he's still in the Millennium Falcon or with Chewie somewhere.
Oh yeah, his little wheel gets stuck in all of Chewie's leg hairs,
like a Roomba.
Yeah, exactly, just the same. All right, so talk about the Mando potato camera. Let's go now to Rebel thoughts. Oh man, it looks like I haven't done this in years. Rebel thoughts. Where we listen.
You're a rebel now.
I don't know. So our friend Brennan, which we just mentioned, sent us a question. And Mando's going on an adventure, and he said, what do you think the main quest from the Mandalorian movie is going to be? And I think it's a pretty good question. Where?
Killing Nazis. That's the mission.
So go ahead.
No, I think it's gonna. I'm very sure this is gonna be Mando season 4. Like what we expected it to be. It's gonna be Mando and Grogu taking up some cases here and there. I'm watching a soccer game. Sorry. So yeah, I think they're gonna like pick up some contracts on Imperials and probably like uncover the larger scheme of Thrawn coming back and everything, and maybe that's how it's gonna tie into everything else that's happening.
Yeah. So yeah, when we left Mando, the end of season 3, they were living happily ever after in Navarro. They had their little cottage. Grogu was fishing for frogs. So they were done. Their life was happy. Bo-Katan is ruling Mandalore somewhere over there. Everyone's happy. Thrawn's back. And in season 3, we saw when he spoke with, whatever his name is, Captain Teva, and he's like, hey, if you ever need a job, just let us know. And that's when we saw Seb for the first time. Now, Seb being in the trailer, kind of, all that will probably come together. A lot of people have speculated that they just grab what they were going to do with Rangers of the New Republic and kind of pushed it into parts of Mando season 3 and now probably this movie. So it might be like you say, he's on and off doing contracts with them, and then they kind of hear that Thrawn's back and it kind of draw them into that fight, and then that leads to Ahsoka. I don't think they're going to be looking for Ahsoka and Sabine all the way in that galaxy. I think they're going to have to do, hey, Thrawn is back or someone's back. The Imperial remnants are kind of rising up again. We don't know what's going on. Let's figure this out. Because for there to be AT-ATs and all this stuff that we saw, that's not just hiding on a backwater planet. It's like, oh, Thrawn's back. All the other admirals are now heeding the call. And let's go fight. Let's go do something.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be like this thing where they're like, oh, we're hunting down scattered Imperial battalions or something like that. And suddenly they're like, wait, these people are like way more organized.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Any chance, who do you think we might see in terms of characters from Mandalorian? Can Boba Fett be there? Do you think Bo-Katan is going to show up?
I think everyone is fair game. Like everyone. Who I think I have no idea. Like I know you want me to speculate, but
later when we see the actual trailer, depends how far this goes into kind of facing Thrawn and his armada. Maybe for the Ahsoka movie, we get Bo-Katan back with all the Mandalorian army that she has built. Maybe we see that in that movie. I don't know. Maybe if for this one we'll see them. Hopefully Boba Fett is back. I know everyone wants to see Temuera Morrison back. He wasn't in season 3. So give me a little Boba Fett. I love that guy.
If he shows up like in the theater, like go crazy.
Yeah. Just Slave 1 or the Fire Spray, whatever we're gonna call it. Just oh yeah. And we're gonna get the thermal Leia.
Dale is saying Leia Organa. That'll be beautiful. I don't know how they do it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything, but like if they find a respectful way to bring her in, bring her in.
So be a lot of behind the scenes footage that they shot that they never used for this to be, or just recast.
No, I don't want them to do the Rise of Skywalker thing. Like that just so not worked for me.
No, it's weird. There wasn't an easy way to do that, unfortunately.
No. Like 1,000%. Like I've never blamed them because they did what they could. Like there was just like you were not gonna kill Leia off screen.
No.
So yeah. Again, if you find a respectful and better way than that to do it, and again, it's not a jive to Rise of Skywalker. No. Do it. Bring Billy Lord in. Screw it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I still think that's why. Who was the director before they brought JJ back? The guy from Jurassic World.
Trevorrow.
Yeah, Colin Trevorrow. I still think that's why he walked out or got fired. Whatever. I think he couldn't find a way to change his script to deal with the death of Carrie Fisher and have to bring Princess Leia back. I think that's why. he
No,
couldn't
because
figure it
they
out.
were gonna make the Duel of the Fates script verbatim. Like Carrie Fisher said did not affect that script, even though Carrie Fisher was huge in it. Like no
Yeah,
way.
because this was her movie. We all knew, but anyway, we're not gonna get into Duel of the Fates.
I get so grumpy at that freaking script. I totally forgot it existed until like 2 seconds ago.
Oh well, sorry. Well,
People
you'll
were
have
like,
a
"Oh,
bad
it's
rest
so
of your
much
weekend.
better." Like,
Oh,
okay.
no.
Okay, sure.
I read my first episode of this show was talking about that script.
Really?
Yeah, but go back. It's it's titled the other episode 9 script.
Have you like read it yourself?
I read like a 2-page synopsis of all the just bullet points, all the things that were supposed to going to happen, but I haven't read the actual script.
I don't remember who was. I think I have it on my phone.
I don't know if I want to read
Some random person sent it to me.
I don't want to see it.
It's all
but yeah, I'm very excited for the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Again, like I said, I think this is the way to get people back in the movie theaters. I understand that for some season 3 of Mandalorian didn't work, but for the general audience out there, Mando and Grogu are the big ticket right now. So it makes sense to start with them. Do you think we're going to see anything? Because this movie comes out, I think, May 2026. Next year, 2025, apart from Andor Season 2, we don't know of any live-action show that might pop out. There's no way we're getting Mando Season 4 or Ahsoka Season 2 before this movie comes out, right? There's no...
No.
So
unless they're doing like Mando Season 4 at the same time. Just like, no.
No, and we know that he's filming Fantastic Four right now. Last of Us, he just finished. Unless there's something in Skeleton Crew that really connects to this Mandalorian movie, I don't know. We might just go straight from Mando Season 3 and Ahsoka to then the movie. So
yeah, for the next couple of years, this guy's gonna be Joel from Last of Us. He's gonna be Mr. Fantastic, and he's gonna be Din Djarin.
And he's in freaking Gladiator 2 coming out later this year.
No, but I'm saying like he's part of 3 franchises that will go on for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, to be in his shoes right now, to be an actor and have that resume.
Guys gotta work.
I know when people say, and I've been there with other actors, like, oh, why does this person have to be in every movie? Dude, that's a job. That's how they eat. And then there'll come a time that they won't be hired anymore. And I only say, oh, they're millionaires. I don't know.
What are you going to be like? No, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
Give it to someone else.
That's when every time someone says, oh, so-and-so wants to come back for this movie. Yeah, that's their job. Of course they want to get paid.
Exactly. They say they definitely do a Star Wars movie. Like, yeah, Disney money, baby.
Yeah. All right, so that's it, Oti. Half hour.
That's it? Woo.
I mean, what else? There's nothing.
I don't know. There's nothing happening. Barca just won a very unconvincing game.
Oh, well.
I'll take it.
That's what matters, right? The win. Take the win.
Not if you're a Barca fan. Like that's the thing about being a Barca fan. You have to win. They have to play well, and Real Madrid needs to lose. Like that's a good weekend.
Yeah. The thing about football, right? You gotta score because how many goals you make. It's not just wins and losses. There's so much stuff.
No. Just end it. I'm not having this conversation.
That's fine. I'm trying to play you out. If you didn't notice, I put the music already. So.
Bye, guys. I'm not deaf. I'm not 40 like you.
Thanks to everyone that joined us today. Thanks to Spencer for being here. Dale, Roberto, everyone else that jumped in. Thank you for being here. We'll see you when we see you. Maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks. Whenever there's Star Wars news or we think of a new topic, we'll be back. We'll finish it so Oti can go do whatever it is he's doing over there. See you guys. May the Force be with you. I don't know.
I am actually kind of deaf.